The video games that get bad raps over and over again that everybody knows are the movie license games, TV shows, as well as celebrities of any kind. These kind of games have just been going on forever, and it's always because of a cash grab. Companies want to use these big franchises and make games out of them, definitely to make money, and not all of them are bad though. Some are pretty good. Disney games are not usually too bad. They usually have some decent quality to them, maybe not the best games ever, but definitely at least decent. Or you could get games like Mary, Kate, and Ashley on the Game Boy Color, which are horrible, but they're definitely made to appeal to 5-year-old girls who don't really care about gameplay. Or you could make a game like VIP starring Pamela Anderson on the original PlayStation and hope that people love and buy this game. Now, I know that the Angry Video Game Nerd has talked about this game briefly on his channel a long time ago, and yeah, people think the game sucks, but is the game really that bad? Well, I just sat down and played through the entire game in one sitting and definitely want to talk about what it has to offer. So sit back, relax, let's see if VIP for the original PlayStation is really that bad. VIP, starring Pamela Anderson, was developed by Shanghai Ubisoft as well as published by them. It was released in 2001 for the original PlayStation. Shanghai Ubisoft has a lot of credit in a lot of Ubisoft titles that have come out over the past several years. The Just Dance games are definitely one that they work on quite a bit, and you'll definitely see the inspiration here with this game. VIP, the game, is based off of the TV show that ran from 98 to 2002, starring Pamela Anderson. And the plot of this game is you play as Pamela Anderson, which we'll refer to as Valerie Irons, that's her character, as well as her bodyguards. A famous plastic surgeon, he gets captured by this mobster in LA, and Valerie and her friends or bodyguards have to go and take him down to save the day. Yeah, it's a pretty corny plot, but I mean, what do you expect? It's a game based on a TV show from the 90s and 2000s. As far as the gameplay goes, well, you start the game and it's pretty quick. You just start playing, cutscenes will roll, and you'll get to the gameplay. Now, this is like an action kind of game, and I'll kind of get to that of what I mean. The controls, well, there's really no controls with the main gameplay. You'll see on the screen that there's these buttons that you have to hit, and that's literally what you do for about 75% of the game. You just hit the buttons corresponding on the screen, and there you go. You move on and keep on doing it to beat up the bad guys. There are small sections in the game, though, where there is rail shooting. You play as her friend, you move the cursor with the D-pad or the control stick with analog controls, you shoot with X, your circle is to reload, and R1 you can toggle it faster. You'll do these missions sometimes, but mainly you'll just be doing the button command missions. Your objective in this game is you'll start the level and you'll play as Valerie at the beginning, but you'll play as many other characters from the show as well. You follow the button sequence and you get to the end, and it's very linear to its core. When you beat the level, you'll get graded on how you did. You'll see your accuracy, your score, and you'll get a letter grade too. You also have the option to save your game in between levels when you do this, and you can view the gallery if you really want to know what's going on with this game. You can see all the photos and stuff. It's like Ubisoft read my mind. Man, I love seeing stuff like this, especially in TV show games. Most of the gameplay, as I said earlier, is just button combos you'll see on the screen. It'll start off kind of easy. You only hit like 2 at a time in the first few stages. They'll step it up a little bit and add another one that you have to hit. So it's 3 times, then 4 times, and then 5 or whatever. You gotta hit them though in like less than a second or 2. They don't really give you much time to do it. And it's kind of random too when they pop up on the screen. You'll do a combo and then another one will pop up, so you'll kind of get the gist of the routine. Sometimes it'll just pop up though out of the blue, so you just gotta be ready for anything. The variety they have with these combos, well, there's not much here. You're usually just out in the streets beating the crap out of all these security guards. Pam uses her purse. I'm not too sure how she's not dead because all these people have guns, but her purse is just mightier than the sword, I guess. You do have a health bar in this game, so how it works is if you fail on a button command, you'll take damage. You take too much damage, you die. The game just kind of goes black, by the way. Nothing really happens, and it'll just restart you from the beginning. Sometimes when you beat up an enemy, a little green ball will come out and you'll get health, or a yellow ball, and that's like your point amplifier thing. There's some nuisances like this here. You have to sneak behind these guys and then beat them up, and you have to hit the button immediately when it pops up. I failed a couple times doing this. It's not super hard, but just wanted to mention that. In the mix of all the things you do in this game, because there's so much, you have these puzzles you have to solve sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't understand this whole monitor thing I had to do, but I got the gist of it and I thought it was kind of fun. You have these other random puzzles too, like sliding these puzzle pieces around around, and this one I just didn't care for. And you have these little things where you have to defuse a bomb, and that's whatever. Then after you do all that, you go back to some button commands and beat up the bad guys, but you're not beating them up. You're just putting the button commands to let these women and guys beat them up. If you ever cut on this game and play it, the one thing you're going to notice within 20 to 30 minutes is you're fighting the same exact enemies the whole time. It is always the security guards. Sometimes it's a different looking guy, but then it'll just go back to security guards. You literally fight these guys the entire game. This is about a 2 to 3 hour game here, but it really feels like an 8-hour game because of how tedious it gets to keep on beating up the same guys. Put the button commands in, beat them up, move on. You just rinse and repeat. That's all there is. There are boss fights in this game, and I mean, they're not really even bosses in my opinion. Yeah, they have a health bar, but they function exactly the same what you've been doing this whole game. The only real problem in this whole game is the end when you fight the final boss on the helicopter scene. Now, this one was challenging because they start you at half health, and if you mess up too much, like 3 times, you're dead and you gotta start over. The button commands here get kind of wild. This game is super easy though, so if you happen to get stuck on something, you just go back to a recent checkpoint and just try again. The experience I had with VIP for the PS1 makes me grateful for all the good games I have in my collection that I've played. This is definitely not a good game. It's not really worth your time to check out at all. This game is just what you call, well, minimal gameplay. There's not much here. This game's not bad because of the controls, no, it's what you get in this game. You just hit buttons, literally. You could do that with anything. I can get my TV remote and hit buttons and it's the same outcome. Lack of creativity, lazy game design, and it's just a really big cash grab. That's all this game is. This game should just have a $sign on its face because that's what it wants to be. To sum up what this game is, it's a poor man's Parappa the Rapper meets Fighting Force. That's what you get here. How could this game be better? Gee, I don't know, maybe I can control my fucking character and do all the actions myself instead of putting in button commands? Yeah, that'd be a good start. You would think this game has value because of the hate that it gets in the community, but actually it's pretty cheap. It's like a $5 to $10 game all day, complete. And PAL Regions also got a PS2 version of this game. It looks a little better, the gameplay looks a little different, but still rather the same all the way. If you see this game in the wild, there's really just no reason to check it out unless you want to get giggly with your significant other or friends, and you want to kill 15 minutes and laugh at some stupid shit. Well, then here you go. That's all I have to say about VIP for the PlayStation 1. I'll never play it ever again. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and sticking till the end. If you got anything to say, definitely leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you got. Thanks for watching. Y'all take it easy.